we basically had to neuter them. Basically, we had to pin them down and literally cut their nuts. Literally cut them off and throw them.
What are you thinking? Yeah. What are you thinking? Yeah. If you wanna know my thoughts, open your ears when I talk. Yeah. What are you thinking? Hey. What are you thinking? Hey. If you wanna know my thoughts, open your ears when I talk. Yeah.
Welcome back to another edition of the Arnold's Thoughts Podcast. I am your host, Arnold Lewis, and if this is your first time, I help athletes prepare for a life of basketball mentally, physically, and spiritually. If this is your first time, please do me a favor and hit the like and subscribe button, man. We talk everything overseas basketball all day, everything that you need to do to be able to become a pro one day, everything you need to do to just improve your game, everything basketball, everything about making the mind more mentally strong. This is what we do here. This is just a basketball player's journey. And anybody who's listening, I don't want you to just only subdue yourself to just being a basketball player, because if you tuned into this, that means you just want the information and you're an athlete at best, because athletes in sports, two broad ends of the spectrum. You're the same individual. We all share a unique likeness of just trying to be great in our lives. And today's segment, today's topics, or just today's show is just gonna be me taking it back a little bit, taking it back to my childhood of how I even got into the game of basketball, and like a lot of things, not even how I got into the basketball, but I'm recapping a lot of things that happened in my life playing basketball that contribute to, I believe, a lot of my success today that I didn't even realize. I never even really paid attention to it, and I never realized that it contributed a lot to who I am today. What's up, guys? I just dropped my new ebook, 6 Must-Have Steps to Be an Overseas Basketball Player. I've been playing for the last 9 years. I got all the steps and the traits that you need to start your journey with networking, with getting a mentor, all the things that you need to start your journey to be a pro today. So go get that ebook, click the link in the bio, and make sure you get your steps to being that overseas pro one day. Let's go. So just a little brief recap of a little bit about my childhood. When I was about 11 or 12, from when I was 5 to 12, I lived in the country. And I mean country. Talking about pigs, chickens, horses. We used to go horseback riding all the time. Mudslinging in the four-wheelers. All these things. Lived in the woods, fishing, camping. I grew up in the country. People be like, oh, you country. No, I grew up in the real country. Cows, corn, pig, hog hunting. Like, if you know, if you've been in the real country, if you from where they say country and you doing all that, gators everywhere, that's just how it was. Florida boy living in the country. So when we used to live there, my mom's husband at the time, he used to be this cowboy. And I'm talking about a real cowboy. I'm talking about he was over a ranch. He used to look after the cattle and round up the bulls. I remember being on the horses, and we used to get the whips and herd the cows to make sure they go into the correct lane, because some needed to go to be sold, some needed to be separated. The bulls need to be separated from the cows. It was its own process. Some needed to be shipped to be milked or whatever. It was a real process when it came to this cowboy living life. That was the life as me growing up as a kid. And so sometimes when I was 11 or 12, around this time, we used to do this thing where we used to have to cut, all right, it's about to get real graphic right here. This is some craziness that happened when I was younger. So the young bulls, before they grow up to be bulls, I guess they can only have a set number of bulls included into whatever batch or whatever it is. I don't know why, but they couldn't have all bulls. They couldn't be. We basically had to neuter them. Basically, we had to pin them down and literally cut their nuts. Literally cut them off and throw them. As extreme as that is, it literally, we used to have, you always had you had a 3-man team. So basically, let me just tell you a good story about it. So the whole concept is you got about 10 calves. Like, we're not talking about the full-grown bulls. You're not ever touching a full-grown bull. They will just destroy a human being in a second. They are a couple tons. I think bulls get up to be a couple tons. So I'm talking about a couple tons. Remember, a ton is 2,000 pounds. I don't know what that is in kilograms, but they're massive, and they will just, with a blink of an eye, crush you. So we get them when they're like 400, 500 pound calves. They're still calves, but they're like growing. So before they get too big, you got to literally have a 3-man team. Like, you literally have 3 people. One will come up, you'll pin one off. One will come up, grab him by the neck, grab him by the inside of his leg, pick him up, slam him, step on his neck, put one knee on top of his neck, and grab his front hoof. So you put your knee on top of his neck, and you pin the one leg down, and then you put your knee on his neck, and you hold the other leg. Now the next person has to come in, grab the back leg, and step on the inside leg, because that leg's kicking. He's trying to get free. You're holding both the legs in the neck with your foot, with your knee, and the partner's grabbing his leg and pinning the other one. Third guy comes in. So you got to imagine, just the thought of it. Imagine just getting your joints just, and this is a bull. It's a baby bull. It's still a bull, so it's strong. Now these bulls are going to be 400, 500 pounds. 400, 500 pound calves, and then every single time we do it, there's always that one king bull. There's always that one king who's just a little bit bigger than everybody. Like, he's already starting to grow, and this one be at least 1,000, half a ton, 700-800 pounds. It's gonna take like 4 people, at least 4 people, 2 to hold him down, 2 to hold his legs, 2 to hold down. Because once you start cutting them, as strong as it is, that massive creature, there's always one that takes the cake. You're going to need the full squad to grab him. You're going to have to bring in an extra person. And I think about all that, and I think about the game that I play today, because I'm fairly slim. I'm very slim. Just my natural genetics is a very slim nature. I'm not heavy. I'm 192. I've been vegetarian. That's, for me, that's good. What I want to play at my playing weight, I want to be at least 10 pounds heavy. I want to be at least 13 pounds, but it's very difficult for me because I burn a lot, and I do a lot of running and a lot of high endurance type working out. So that allows me to not really get as much. I don't bulk. I'm always been a runner. I've always did a lot of work and a lot of exercise, so that for that, I don't keep a lot of weight on me. But I played the 3-4 position. Majority of my career, I played the 4 position. And that means I be banging with a lot of bigger people in the game, like 6'9", 6'10", 270. I'm a $190. And I'm banging with these 4-mans and these 5-mans and guarding them just because my physicality. And I think about that all the time. I'm like, how am I even look at myself sometimes and be like, man, I really be down there banging with a lot of big dudes. I done been through championship. You know, when you get to the championship, they always going to bring somebody in. They're never bringing it. You never see a championship with a big man or just some little frail people. They're always these big, massive big men that are just controlling the paint. I had to go against all these guys. But it never was a factor to me, because when I think about it, once you went through fighting a bull at the age of 11, 12, wrestling bulls, literally bull wrestling, picking them up, slamming them, that type of stuff just got engraved in my mind, to always go after something bigger than me, to go after something that was like a massive mountain, a massive task, guarding or fighting against something way bigger, 4 or 5 times bigger than me. So I've been doing that as a child, and I really felt like that piece of my childhood has helped me in my career. I'm 10 years in, and that piece of experience that I had in my life really changed a lot for me in my culture of today, like who I am today as an athlete and as a competitor. Because it really don't get no as much competitive as bullfighting. Like you're literally fighting this animal that's way bigger, way stronger, can severely hurt you, and you have to have a certain set of mindset to say that I'm going to do this. There's some guys who just back out like, I am not doing this. But to have that type of mindset, I felt like that's something that stuck with me along my journey in life, that not really contributed to me being the player I am today. Just having that grit and just having that fight in me that literally came from me fighting bulls and fighting, you know what I mean? Like being in these type of situations at an early age that just fortified my mind to get to a certain point that I can take on. Like, what can you say after fighting in a basketball game and boxing out a big man when you was literally fighting a bull at the age of 12, 10, 11? That's a different type of mindset that I believe that was gifted to me for that experience. We got to go back into our childhood sometimes and look at some of the experiences that we've had that has helped us turn into the person that we are today. If we look deep enough at some of the situations and the issues that we went through, then that can really dictate and show like who we are today and how we can look at some of those experiences and use them to maximize on the type of player that we want to be, like further on in life. Because I always used to wonder why I was so physical. Like, I did not care about going against a bigger person. I did not care. I was always a slim guy. I like to work hard and I like to fight. And I don't mean like physically fight. I just like to fight for whatever objective and task that is in front of me. Whatever objective and task that is in front of me, as big as it has been in my life, I am willing to go and fight for it or fight against it. It doesn't matter what that is, whether that be something mentally, whether that literally be something physically, like fighting for a championship, or that literally means like fighting to get through a workout, or literally fighting for someone that you love. You like carry these type of ingrained traits in you to just fight whatever obstacle that is bigger than you in your life. And I definitely take that experience and add it to my life. And I understand now at the age of 33, not when like 20 years later you get the experience and you get the understanding of, man, that really makes a lot of sense on why I am the way that I am today. And I want to stop right here real quick. If you guys are getting any information, getting any value from my story about how I started my childhood, just do me a favor and hit a like. But continuing on, we're going to go move into more basketball. And I was thinking about all the different avenues that is open to us athletes today, to any basketball player or anyone today. There's so many different avenues to the game that you can choose from and have successful careers and have great success in it. One being street ball. Here's a few various different options. For example, one, everybody knows the regular season. Everybody wants to get signed to a season. You want to get signed to a team. You want to get signed as an importer on a team and have a season that's guaranteed, or whatever the league standard is. If it's a 3-month season, or is it for 7, 8 months, or 10 months, you're a league player. Like, you're playing in a system with a league. That's the vast majority. Like a college or a high school, you got your team that you're with. But of course, overseas, the majority of the contracts are 1 year, or not even a year for the season. And if you don't get cut, maybe a couple of months. But this is the thing. That is the one option that you can be as a professional. You can do that for as long as you want, as long as you're good enough. So to do that, so that's just a door that I think that's the most traditional route. Every guy goes for that most traditional route. But nowadays, there's so much more basketball than that you can literally have a good career. For instance, 3-on-3. 3-on-3 is a league that is blowing up all over the world. They're starting. It first started off in Asia, because I've been doing the 3-on-3 back since like 2018. I played in the national 3-on-3 tournament like twice. I played in Qatar and I played in China. I played in the preliminaries in China. We won, made it to the national stage, and that was also in China. Played in that. And then I went to Qatar and played with Tokyo, a team from Tokyo, and played with them on that squad for the Nationals in Doha, Qatar. So 3-on-3 is its own league in itself. And I'm like, you play like those tournaments. They have tournaments for those 3-on-3s. The prize is like 25 grand for first place. And now they're like some of those tournaments, they get up to like 100,000. You have a 4-man team. Most teams just have 4 people. That's you go and you play on a weekend, playing the big one, 50,000, 40,000, and you split that up. You're talking about win two in a month, 40 bands. $40,000 just for winning 2. They got prizes for second place, third place. There's leagues. I know for 100% fact in Japan, they have their own league, like a season of 3v3 going, like starting. They starting to do it in Argentina. They started it in Chile. That's making its way down more to South America. But since 2018-17, they've been doing the 3-on-3 and it's been playing. In Europe area, it's its own league. It's its own league that I don't think guys are even thinking about or tapping into. That why just only go think about the traditional route. Tap into some of these 3-on-3 teams, 3-on-3 organizations, 3-on-3 leagues. You're going to get paid faster because sometimes they pay per games. They play during games. Like, so if you have a game on the weekend, you get paid during those weekend games. You come away but $1,000 a weekend. That's $4,000. Average salary for most players, rookies, and from about your rookie year to about your third year, you're going to be making between $1,500 to $3,000 max for like the first 3 years, unless you just have a complete breakout year and have a really good representation. You can make more than that playing 3-on-3. This episode of Arnold's Thoughts Podcast was brought to you by Bold Claims Apparel. Bold Claims. It's not just a statement, it's a lifestyle. Make sure you check the link in the bio and shop all of our latest apparel today. Back to the episode. You get paid like $2,500 a month playing 3-on-3 in a lower level division, but in China, for example, you're playing 3-on-3. There's different levels to it where you're playing against guys that have connections with bigger leagues like the CBA. The CBA, now China has a 3-on-3 leagues that has nothing but CBA players. If you're not unfamiliar with the CBA, that's the China Basketball Association. That's the biggest league in China, one of the biggest leagues in the world. Everybody always making the memes about China. That's the league. So if all the NBA players are going to that league, then that must mean it's a premier league, which it is. And if you have guys playing in those leagues, playing in the 3v3 leagues, and you're playing in that league, they're gauging your talent level to increase your money and increase or get an opportunity to play in as many situations like guys start just like that, play in 3-on-3 or tournament games, which I'm gonna get to is my next opportunity of playing is wild ball. Wild ball, that's in China, but it consists in other countries like Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore, all these other Thailand, all these other countries. They also have these tournaments where guys just go and play for a weekend, play for a week, and you get paid for just that week for that little tournament. They're like mini. See, it's literally like tournaments, but you're as a professional. They'll contract you, give you a place to stay. They'll give you your money after that week, after that game. You win, you get your bonus. They'll fly you wherever you need to go. It's like mini contracts, and there's a lot more of those that happen. There's seasons for those. Right now in China, like I just talked to one of my friends, he was like, I'm pretty much getting done with my career, so I probably will go to China, playing a little bit of wild ball, that's like the tournaments, and finish out my career and then just be done. So it's literally, you start off from wild ball, you play in these little random tournaments, you get good enough, people start knowing who you are. You move up, you start playing some 3-on-3, so you're getting your name out there some more. You start playing against better competition in these lower, or not even lower, but different leagues. But you just want to get yourself seen. You just want to get seen by as much and different people as possible. So if you're getting seen in the wild ball tournaments, and then you're getting seen in 3-on-3 tournaments, all these things are allowing you to build up your resume and build up your rapport for the type of player that you are, the type of player that you or showing that your capabilities of what you can do, but it's also opening other doors because these people got connections and they get to see you play, and they automatically, sometimes it's just the exposure of being there and people seeing you because they can see you playing in these random wild ball tournaments and be like, well, he's really good. Then you get an opportunity to play in 3-on-3, and then you get paid really good money because I got offered to go play on a 3-on-3 for like eight grand a month. There's money out there. 3 grand a month, 8 grand a month for 3-on-3. Guys not even making that for seasons. Not no 8 grand. No. So keeping your options open is just knowing where to navigate and what lane that you want to start off with, and it's not the traditional route. Most guys always want to go to the traditional route because that's all they know. That's why I'm here bringing up other options and telling you other options. Look from the ground up. So I'm literally doing this same situation with my cousin. I've had him on and we did a Q&A, and I'm basically explaining to him a different path than I took to become a pro. Because all he knows is the traditional route. You get with a team, get with a season, and so on and so forth. There's so much more basketball to that. Hell, even picking up a phone and recording yourself and making yourself as a street ball player in the States. You just go around and playing in different places. That's how a lot of people, there's so many different ways to get yourself seen. You may be an average player, but and killing a bunch of average people and people who are doctors and teachers at the YMCA, but you grow yourself and grow your awareness so much that you can be able to get an opportunity from just going to the LA Fitness and playing every single day. Like, there's just so many different avenues and lanes to this. As I was saying about my cousin, I'm going to literally take him down a different route. I want him to move into traditional season and have that security long term. But I say that for me, if I were to give any player a different route, I would tell them go to China, start getting your money up, because that's the fastest way to get your money up. If you got your game ready, if you're ready to play and you come out, instead of waiting for a season, go to a place where you can get your money faster and get your money up, then go take on a season. So then you build up some security underneath yourself. You're building up some security. You're playing these games, you get $1,500 in a week. You play twice. You're making 3 bands. You're chilling for 2 weeks. You're not doing the everyday practices and all this. You're just getting your money up. Sometimes you find a couple of tournaments. You play one a week. You make $1,000 in a week. That's $4,000 a month. Try finding a rookie contract that's going to give you $4,000 a month of a player who just came out of JUCO, played 1 year and or played at an NAIA and want to have a chance to make some money playing basketball. You're not going overseas and getting a $4,000 a month contract. You probably won't even get that till about 5 years in. So you're getting $1,500, $1,200 a month for 6 months. That doesn't go far. If you get yourself to making $3 grand, $4 grand a month, and then you have playing 2 times or 2 weeks out of the month, you got that security. You're able to build your money up faster. Then when you're ready to go take on one of these longer seasons, you have this ability and have money behind you, and you're not, because one of the hardest things is managing your money out the gate. It's hard to manage $1,200, $1,500 because it's just not enough. It's just not enough because you're just basically playing on a dream to try to hope that you play good enough. Because the last thing you want to is go somewhere, play 2 months, get cut, and that's all the money that you have to live off, and go back home and try to start your journey all over again, especially as a younger player. With these street ball type games, you're able to get your money up, and it doesn't kill your name. It doesn't kill your name. You have a bad series, a bad whatever, nobody cares. There's a million other tournaments going on, so many different places that you have more opportunities to go, because it's all about the money. You can go play in tour games. You can go play in showcase games where you play in just for a night for a game. You get $400 just to play in one night. You do 3 of those, you do 5 of those a month, it's $2,000. Along with your tournaments, It's just so much more. Now, this is more so. This mainly I know for sure when it comes to Asia, because I've been there and I've experienced. But I've also have people that have played in the Philippines and done it, and people who have played in Japan and done it. And it's just more opportunity to expand yourself and maximizing as much as you can as an athlete, as a player, and getting your money and getting your opportunity that you want. Because you got to have different ways to go. Everybody wants to go down one path. There's different ways to climb a mountain. I recently climbed a mountain before the summer. We came up one way. My friend came up one way. Another person came up another way. All that matters is we got to the top. There's different ways to get to the top of the mountain. There's different ways to get your money. There's different ways to have a pro career. Being a pro to me is just handling your business. When it's your time to produce, you handle your business. That is the definition of a pro. In my eyes, I believe that is the definition of a pro. So when you have the opportunity when your chance is given, your opportunity is ready, you're professional enough to handle and take advantage of the opportunity when it's in front of you. Going back to what I was saying about my cousin, I'm going to take him to China and start him during that route. But before he even stepped foot in there, I'm personally telling him, hey, you need to have 3-4 years of building your body, because this is going to be a grueling, and you want to get to a certain level, you're going to have your body prepared to withstand. You're using your body. So your body must be capable of withstanding all the pressures that you're going to ask for. If you do not correctly take care of your body to be able to do all you're asking it to do, you're not going to survive long. That is one of the biggest part of this game, is taking care of your body to the capacity to last you long enough to be successful enough and gain enough money and gain enough free time to build your life. That's a big part of the game, is having your free time to develop something. So when you're done playing, you don't have to touch a basketball or go run straight to a job unless you choose to right after. You want to come back and chill and figure out what you want to do, what other avenue of life or with your game that you want to pursue. But if you have to go right into working, these are the things that you must start planning and strategizing and using the game to your advantage. And the last, so with him, that's why I said I'm going to make sure that he gets his body right. I want him to get 3 years, 4 years, because he's my uncle's son, my dad's only brother's son. So one of his sons. So he is just like me, well, younger me, even smaller, just slim, super skinny, super slim. But he didn't wrestle no bulls like I did growing up. So I'm just getting him to understand he's just got to be more physical and just stronger, and he has to take time and take these couple of years to just develop his body and get stronger. And I tell him, you don't even worry about the skill. You're going to get the skill because you work hard. You're going to get your time in the gym. That's going to come. Your body has to be able to withstand all of what you ask it to do. And the only way to do that is to prepare it and to manage it and to grow it and to just get stronger. Get stronger, get stronger. And we're going to take that route. I'm going to make sure that you get some money in your pocket first. I'm going to make sure I connect you with the right people. I'm going to make sure that you be in the right situations to scale and open up more doors. You're not just strictly a seasoned traditional player. You can go play 3-on-3 for 3 months and make you some money, and then probably go over here and play wild ball for a couple of months and make some more, and it's not so stressful on your body, and then catch a 6-month season right after that, because you know how to strategically set your seasons up, strategically know where your market is. This does come in with experience, but hey, he does have a cousin that's been doing this for 10 years and knows how to plan this out. That's just one of the perks of having a pro cousin. I'm going to help my cousin. I'm going to help the people who's around me, who's closer, who reaches out to the best of my ability. So that's just what I'm here for. That's why I'm giving out this game and telling you how can you really expand your game and expand your opportunities. Really expand your opportunities by not limiting yourself. Choosing these different avenues to pursue that will help you in your career and in your game. You can't be closed-minded. You can't be limited to what you're trying to do and achieve out of this game. Okay, you gotta be You got to spread out there. You got to spread your wings. You got to move around. You got to try different ventures, see what works for you. Because you might be just a 3-on-3 player, and that works perfect for you. You might not have to touch nothing. You might just get in that lane, find the right people, right opportunities, right. If the seasons match up with your home life, all these things matter. So you got to look into that. Do not be bashful. Street ball, 3-on-3, the traditional route, through rec ball, recording this. Like, there are so many different opportunities in different lanes that we all just take a look at and just explore. You only got one life. Try a bunch of different things and see what, like they say, throw a bunch of things at the wall and see what sticks. Maybe the traditional route is not for you. Maybe 3-on-3. Maybe wild ball. I know some guys right now that all they play is wild ball. That's in China. That's pretty much the street ball in China. These tournaments is called wild ball. These guys just go out there and that's their only profession. They don't play nowhere else. They just play the wild ball and they make great money. Great money. You would be surprised. You build your name up, you build it up, they know you, you connect with the right people. You're talking about 6, 7, 13, 14,000 a month. Because they've been there, they know how to move around, they know how to get in, they know how to strategize, they know who their contacts is, they know how. There's so many different options. Do not be limited. Now moving on to this last segment, before I close out, I just want to talk about just the longevity of the game. It can have a wear and tear on you. Going into this game, if you're fortunate enough to play for a long time, if you're fortunate enough to have a long career, understand that it's going to take a toll at some point. I was recently speaking with one of my friends. I hadn't seen him on Instagram in months, and then he had popped up on my timeline, posting a whole bunch of old pictures of when he played and just from different teams and different leagues. And I wrote him back. I was like, hey, bro, where you been? Where you been? And he was just like, man, I would just had to get away, and I'm going to go play in the wild ball in China, just go play in these, and then I'm retiring. I'm like, you're retiring? He was like, yeah, this was just my therapy and posting these pictures to say that I'm done, and just a way for me to, cope with me being retiring. He's like, I'm just tired of the inconsistencies of the game. I'm just tired of the no pension in the game. I'm just tired of being away from my family and things like that nature, my daughter. It takes a toll to play this game for a long time. The deeper I get into this game, when I first started out, and the guys that I meet 5, 6 years later, they're all preaching the same thing. Man, I'm tired of being away. I'm tired of dealing with these teams and their nonsense. I'm tired of just waiting for an opportunity and I'm not getting compensated for what I believe I should get. I'm tired. Understanding this game, if you do not know what it is that you're getting out of this game, if you don't maximize everything that the game has to offer, if you don't be a pro, if you don't understand that what you put in and what you're sacrificing, your family, your friends, and get the most out of it, you're going to wear out. You're going to get tired faster. Have you a plan to this game? Because at a time, it does wear and tear on you. A lot of guys just lose it here. He said, I could play 3, 4, 5 more years easily. But my mind is not in it anymore. My soul, my heart is not in it anymore. I'm just tired of the grind. I'm tired. And that's something you must understand in this game. You will get tired. You will wonder, how much longer am I going to do this? Even when, I'm talking about guys that get $10,000, $12,000, $13,000 a month, really good money, and still be like, man, I'm tired. I'm tired of the nonsense. I'm tired of the seasons. I'm tired of the everyday training. I'm tired being away. I'm tired of dealing with the back and forth. You have to understand, before you sign up for this game, what are you doing it for? And if the price is too high, you're going to burn out. And you're not going to want to do it anymore. And you're going to be like, hey, my time is done. Which is fine. Everybody gets to that point. All we are here to say, or all we're here to do, is to make sure that we are maximizing the time that we do put into it. We don't want no wasted motion. We don't want no wasted energy on whatever decisions that we decide in life. So if we decide to play 10 years, if we decide to live the life of a pro basketball player overseas, we have to understand the sacrifices. We got to understand why we're doing this, and we have to understand how to maximize the opportunity to its fullest for our lives and the people in our families and the people under us, and for our destiny and for our legacy. Because every step, every move, every motion, every bit of energy that we exert in this life is leading, is either building our legacy or is tearing it down. Every moment, every second, every thought, every action, every movement that we do is either building our legacy or is tearing it down. Every word that we speak, every book, every note, every person we interact with, everything that we consume and we decide and we put into our lives is either building our legacy or is tearing it down. So if we're going to choose this route, if we're going to go down this path, understand that we must maximize it to the fullest extent to build towards our legacy, to take advantage of it. We cannot walk around in life and think that we just are out here. We're not entitled to just be one person. We have so much to give to the world, but we can't get caught up even in the game and to think that we're only the game. We have so much more to offer. We have so much more to give, and we have so much more to help and achieve with our legacy, with our dynasty, with our lives. But we have to have true intention on how we make that come into fruition. How do we make that happen? It takes thought. It takes a plan. It takes systems. It takes the right people around you. It takes a various amount of things for everything to work out. We just have to set that intention that no matter what, I'm going to maximize. Take out a piece of paper, write this down. I am choosing to live this life as a pro player, and I'm going to maximize everything this game has to offer for me. Every opportunity, every lane, every dollar amount, every person I meet, every networking event, every game I play, every country I visit, every person, every teammate, every GM I come across, I am going to use that to maximize my life and use it to get to the goals and achieve the successes in life that I have for myself or that I want for my family. Listen, that was a mouthful, but that is where we should have our lives set to. That's what we have to understand when we come into this game. Let's have that intention first. Let's write that down. Let's be real intentional right now. Write that down. I'm going to maximize everything that this game has to offer for me. That's the time. That's everything that it has, man. Time and people, whatever it is, because that's going to help us with our life when it's over with. 'Cause this game is not forever. And sometimes you're going to run out when you don't have a pure goal and a pure intention on what you want to get out of this game. You won't get what you need out of it, and you'll get blinded and you'll get tired. You'll get tired. You'll get tired of what you need, of what's the major goal. What are you doing this for? Reverse engineer. Know where you want to get to first and start reverse engineering on how you're going to get there. Look, man, I'm grateful for all you guys for sticking along and joining me on this podcast, man, on this show. I hope you guys got value out of it. If you do, please head over to Apple, download it, share it with someone, and give me a 5-star if you enjoyed it. Hey, rate me on Apple. I prefer a 5-star if you can. I appreciate it, man. We're going to get through this journey together. That's one thing about this life of this game, being a pro. More of us need to come out and connect with each other because we go through so many of the same circumstances together, and we're only going to get through it together. We're stronger together. We get through it together. That's all I got for this segment or this episode. I will check in with you guys next time. Remember, greatness is a habit, not a right. Till next time. Hey guys, thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe on our YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and wherever you listen to your podcast. I greatly appreciate it.